Welcome to Brown Rappers Network.
That's all.
Cool. So we have begun.
Let's go.
Kabir Hiranandani, aka Kabir. Like, how do you want people to kind of say your artist name? How do you say it? Is it just Kabir or is it
I
KB or what?
do it a lot. Like one of my friends sees me, he does call me Kabir, but the idea is to still call it Kabir, like because the letter K still has like a K sound.
Right.
And I went for that is because I initially thought my name was more unique than it is because I thought, oh, there's probably not going to be a lot of Kabirs on Spotify, but I was humbled
Mhm.
pretty fast. So when I went on Spotify, I checked, there was way too many Kabirs and I didn't want to get lost in the mix. So it took me a while. Honestly, I released my music way later than I should have just for that reason because I couldn't find like how I wanted to put my name out. But yeah, we settled on Kabir because I was just like, oh, it still sounds like my name, I guess. And then it is my name, and it's not like a moniker or like a stage name. Like I didn't want that.
Yeah. And it is quite subtle. It's chill. It's not um unknown per se. You can still feel like sort of close to the artist because the name is kind of familiar. But you said we. So who's we? Who do you consult when you decide on your
My clo-
artistic
yeah,
stuff?
my closest friends, like there's a few of them that they listen to like everything when it's done, or before it's done. Like I have a few friends that whose judgment I like really trust, and I know they'll like look out for me, and I know that they'll be honest with me.
Yeah.
I know they won't like spare my feelings just to spare my feelings. They'll give it to me straight. And so yeah, there's a few of my friends that I run everything by before I like upload it or like I make any big decision like that, like any artwork and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a few of my very close friends.
Yeah, that's super important. I've learned that in the music making process as well, that um you need to show it. You need to have a group of people, even if it's like three, four, five people, that you can kind of get a survey from
Yeah,
to get the best output that you can get. Do you believe in that, or do you think like showing it to too many people, or like in music specifically, like showing your music to too many people can be disadvantageous to the product that you want to create?
I actually think it's a bit of both. I think you need a few friends. I'm so sorry, my dog just wants to leave the room. She started barking at me.
Yeah,
One.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So I actually do think that it's a mix of both. I do think that you should show a few people that you trust, but these people should be people who, won't kiss your ass just because they're your friends and they don't want to hurt your feelings. And they should be people who should be able to tell you that, hey, this is not the best move or this kind of sucks. But that being said, I feel like if you show to too many people and you hear too many voices, it shouldn't come in the way of you as an artist just putting out what you like. Because I think at the end of the day, what's most important is that you like what you're putting out. And even if those close friends don't like it, it's good to know that. But if you still believe in it, you should still put it out. That's
Yeah,
just
absolutely. And what's your take on this? Um, there are like these music memes, like producer memes that like, the producer sitting late night trying to correct these small little things that actually the listener is not going to end up noticing and shit like that. What's your take on that? Because being a musician myself, like I'll have the product, and then even after like I heard it once the couple of days ago, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like the most perfect mix and the most perfect thing I could hear. Couple days later, I'll be like, no, bro, the bass is lacking, or like this is lacking. Like I need to adjust it just a little bit, like little tiny changes.
like
And
one.
yeah, exactly. Like little, just very minute changes. What is your take on this? Do you think that as someone who is an artist, like who has trained ears, like you should trust that judgment, know that these little changes affect me, so it's important to change? Or do you think like, bro, get your shit out there, forget about these like little minute things, just get your shit out there and see what the response is first?
Again, again like it's the same. I get both sides because I produce also, right? I produced myself and I produce a lot of other people. And when it's someone else's song and they're like, "Oh, it's like I need point 0.5 dB," and I was like, man, nobody gives a shit about point 0.5 dB on
Yeah,
mini guitar arpeggio somewhere way in the back. Like it's not, nobody cares about that. But
yeah.
my song and like my very close friend Dishan who mixes stuff, and I'll give him my song to mix and everything, and it comes back, and I'll be like, man, I wish like this could just go like 0.5 dB up, just so that I know. And sometimes I'll even tell him, I'll tell him to turn things up, and he'll be like, I don't think it needs to be turned up. I'll just be like, bro, turn it up by like 0.1 dB so that I
Yeah,
know. When so
exa
it feels better. It's
exactly.
logical. When it's your song, we tend to take things so personally because we're like, oh my God, like if that musician or this person hears that, they'll think I suck. But then you realize
Exactly.
care about nobody's listening to it that closely.
Yeah.
And I it took me a lot of practice, and I'm still like getting there to be like okay with some things, because even on my latest song, Better Off, there was one backing vocal that I, even after the master, I was like, man, I wish I turned that down by 1 dB.
Mm,
Just learn to live with it because nobody cared. It's not like anyone was like, oh my God, what an unprofessional guy. I can't believe his
yeah.
vocal up by 1 dB or something.
Yeah. But now that you mentioned it, I might notice it, man. Damn. I'm a very, uh, I've noticed like a lot of things like it depends on different people, like even people who are in the music industry, not everyone is as equally sensitive to each sound, right? So I guess it really depends on how your brain wiring is, like what you're more sensitive to. Because I've noticed a lot of times I'm hearing something, and when I tell someone to just really focus and listen, they can hear it. But most of the time they're not able to hear the things that I'm
Yeah.
hearing. So yeah.
I feel like that's not just with music. I feel like any artist that really loves their work, and they put their heart and soul into it. It's such a personal thing. I feel like art is one of the most personal things in the world, especially when you make it, and you just want it to be perfect so that nobody can tell you did otherwise. But there's so
Yeah.
many times like that difference is so minute that it doesn't matter. Like even on my music video, I remember I was showing my homie Dishan the video, the first cut, which I wasn't very happy with, and I just told him to watch it, and I was like, I won't tell you what's wrong with it, but we'll discuss it after. I didn't want him to go,
Yeah, yeah.
watch it with that in mind. And then he watched it, and he's like, yo, this is good for a first draft. And I was like, wait, did you not notice that the cut was like 1 frame off? And he's like, no, I didn't notice that.
Bro,
So
when it's your own music video, I've
yeah.
been through that couple of like I've done 2 music videos, so I've been through that. Like I'll be like, do you not care like that there's 1 frame that's, kind of
Yeah.
just like flickering like a glitch here and there, and they're like, bro, of course we care, but like it's just a first draft, like, we'll fix that. I'm like, yeah, okay.
I got into a whole like argument with I won't name the person, but like so someone on the team of the music video,
Hmm.
because there was, and no one noticed this, so I'm gonna like spit it out now. There's one missing frame in this video, but no one noticed it. But right before the video was
Oh my
uploaded,
God.
I noticed it. So I was
Oh shit.
like, this is gonna ruin everything. Like all the money I spend on this is just done. Like all the time. And then I showed to a few friends, and they were like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I was like, okay, great, thank God.
Yeah, yeah. Shit. So it's still there.
It's
It's
on the
there
video.
on the
It's
official
on the video,
video.
but we couldn't change it, and it was like I was in Kashmir when the music video was being uploaded. I had my friend upload from Bombay because I didn't have
Crazy.
network, and there was just no time for me to run that back because they would have to go back to color grade, then come back from color grade. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you learn, you live and you learn. And I was like, nobody noticed, and
Absolutely. I watched it multiple times, man. I did not notice anything. I did not notice the dead frame. So
proves
I
the point
guess,
that people don't look into it that closely. Only you look into your own art that
y-
closely.
yeah, exactly. Like, and that's surprising because I did watch it multiple times. Like I said, like in preparation to talk to you today as well, I was like, no, I got to watch it a couple of times, and I really like the song too. So now that we're already on that, that wasn't going to be the first thing I was going to talk about, but since we're already on this, let's talk about this Better Off music video,
Yeah.
right? So you just said you were in Kashmir during the uploading process.
Yeah.
What were you in Kashmir for?
Just a vacation. So I had from starting last October when I got back on the Heeramandi team till like April, I was burnt out. Like I needed to get out. And my mother and I were supposed to take a trip to Bali in April,
Okay.
which happened because of some like passport. We didn't get our passports back from another visa thing, so we just got like. Once I was done with my song and once I was done with like shooting the video and everything, I was like, "Yo, I'm out. I need to take a break."
Yeah.
And then I just like a few days before the release day for the music video, I left for Kashmir. And then I
Okay.
noticed when I'm there that the internet is like 1 Mbps upload speed and stuff like that. So I called my friend who was also the DOP on the video, and he uploaded for me from
Okay.
Bombay.
Nice, nice. So, this music video was shot how many days before you left for Kashmir? Like,
So we shot it 2 days before the song came out, which was the song came out on April 26th. So we shot it around the 23rd or 24th of April.
okay, just one day.
No, 2 days. So the first day was like 14 hours because majority of the video is shot on the first day. At my best friend's place in Bombay. He has an amazing like an apartment. So I just asked
Right.
him if we could shoot everything there. And he was kind enough to let me do that. And we did one day there. And then the next day on the DOP's terrace. So all the terrace shots that you see in the second chorus, that's day two.
Okay, interesting. And what exactly did you do for the music? What was your input for the production of the music video? Because obviously you're involved in the storytelling because you're the writer of the song. But what other roles did you have to, what other responsibilities did you have to take up during this process?
Quite a few responsibilities, man. More than I would have liked to, but I loved like every part of it. So initially, I had reached out to a few people that I thought could help out with the music video, but it was just like there were too many hurdles, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna direct my own music video. And I'm luckily so Adiraj, the guy who plays my character in the
Right.
video, he really like helped out by bringing on this our friend Rudraveer Singh, who was the DOP, and Rudy just like took care of a lot of just the logistics and everything. And me, Adiraj, and Rudy kind of conceptualized the whole video. And on set, it was me behind the thing, kind of giving directions to Adiraj and like the steps and everything. So that was fun. Like it was very, very collaborative between me, Adiraj, and Rudy. And yeah, that's so I was there in the writing part, like direction, and even on the edit because I know how to use like Final Cut a little bit, and I knew what I wanted. So when the editor came on board, I feel bad for him, but like I was like a backseat driver in that situation because at one point I was just like, "Yo, get up!" and I just sat on his laptop and I started editing stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
it
so
it happens, bro. Yeah, yeah. I mean, even though, yeah, I've been through this process, but I'm not gonna dive deep into my process. Sticking to your process. So the direction, how did you find the direction for the music video? Like, because I know trying to direct my own music videos, even though I had directors, it's like you have to kind of do a little bit of directing, but it's not as simple as I would have thought it would have been. Like there's a way to bring energy into into the actors in front of the camera, right? So like, were you able to like kind of connect with your actor, with Adiraj, and be like kind of get him the energy that he needed? Because he did seem like he performed really well. So that does show a lot of credit to your ability to direct him in
Oh,
that way as
honestly, it
well.
wasn't just me directing, like it was all three of us kind of just, uh, pulling it off together. And that's the best part because I've known Adiraj for a few months now and we've worked on a few projects before this. And I feel like he and I just connected like as people before even working on this. So when he heard the song and he agreed to be on the music video, I think we just like formed a bond because we kind of conceptualized it together and we just be like,
Mm-hmm.
it was more about the hang, it wasn't so much like, oh, let's sit down and work. We just like sit down, hang out, talk shit, and somewhere along the line we'd come up with a concept. So it really didn't feel like I had to bring it out of him. I guess the only thing that would be like, oh, I would tell him about how I feel since he is playing me.
Yeah.
And I just told him that, the song is called Better Off, but the story that I'm telling is that I'm pretending to be better. I'm not actually better off. So every
Ah, yeah.
artwork where I'm throwing up to the
Yeah,
video
yeah.
where he's acting like a fucking lunatic, I just wanted him to show that this guy is not okay. Like he's just saying
Eh,
he's so
oh shit. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I
I don't
kind
know.
of, yeah, go for it. No, say what you're gonna say.
People ask like, oh, why do you make him so animated? I was like, because because the song says, "Hey, I'm better, but I'm not okay." Like this is that's the actual thing. So I want
Yeah.
to be able to portray that, and he did a fabulous job. Like all of my friends love, even people I don't know, like they reached out to me being like, "Oh, the actor was amazing," and that just meant a lot.
Yeah, he was really good. I did feel like, yeah, he was being extra in a lot of places, but the story, like the concept behind it, the concept behind it makes a lot of sense that, yeah, he's trying to like act okay, but
Yeah,
really he's not. So that kind of friction is shown in that in that exaggeration of like a personality. No, it was nice. I really like the color palette of the music video as well. It was,
pink robes and stuff.
yeah, the
Yeah,
pink robe and yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It was eye candy. I think that's super important when you're
yeah,
producing a video, right? Like no matter how good your location and your this and your that is, like if the color is
yeah.
not like vibing, if it's not eye candy, if it's not appealing to your eyes, you can watch it again and again and again, like I could with this music video,
That
without
means
like being sore, like it was feeling comfortable to be in that vibe. So really good
there's
job on that.
Yeah, there's so much about like, writing, and I'm not from that world, so like my takes are very like beginner takes on this. But for me, like whenever I've liked a music video, there have been some music videos that didn't make sense to me at all, but I just loved looking at them. Like I was like, oh, I can't take my eyes off this because it's so well done.
Hmm.
And the colors are popping, what the movement is, it's just like so nice to look at that I don't care if there's a narrative or not. And I feel like a lot of people get wrapped up in the narrative of things sometimes, where I was like, yo, if it doesn't look good, nobody gives a shit about your narrative, like if it, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Same thing about music. Like people, I feel like sometimes take themselves too seriously, and they're like, oh, this is the story and this is what I'm trying to say, and that's all good. Like you should, that should be very, very important. I would say that is still the most important thing. But if it doesn't sound good, I'm not going to listen to it, I won't be
Yeah.
able to listen to it over and over again. I might listen to it once and appreciate the artist for being like, wow, I'm moved by this story, but I will come back to it if I just loved what listening to it felt like. You
The
know what I mean?
impact is not what it could be. The
Yeah.
impact is not what it could have been and what you wanted it to be. Like you knew the potential. You're like, oh, this had the potential to be impactful, but
At the end
it's
of the day, the impact it's such a like vague word to say, but it's just feeling. Like when you watch something, you feel something, or if you listen to something and you feel something,
yeah.
that's what I'm motivated by. I'm not. When I was younger, I was like, oh, I need to impress these guitarists and impress these producers who are like 1% of an audience for anyone. So I was like, fuck what y'all think. Like, I just want to make stuff that I like and that
Yeah.
feels, as long as it feels good, I'll make anything. So.
Right. And linking to the story of what you described Better Off to be, um, when did you write Better Off? Because this personality seems like a little bit of a uh younger version personality than what
No,
like.
actually, I wrote this song in January of this
Oh
year.
yeah? Oh
Yeah.
yeah?
So,
So heartbreak, I'm assuming.
yeah, so I had my heartbreak back in like 2022 when my relationship.
Ah.
And since then, I wrote at least 10 songs, but they were all like fucking depressing. They were just like, and at that point, I don't even think I was trying to write songs. I think I was just trying to vomit out just all this filth that was in my body and in my mind that I had to get rid of. And my first song was I didn't want my first song to sound very sad, so it when it has a sad context, it just sounded happy. My second song just sounded sad. And then I was like, I'm kind of done being like a sad boy. Like I
Yeah.
like my friends know me as someone who likes to talk shit. I love laughing, I love having fun. And I was just like, let's make a song that is actually fun. I like listening to fun music. It's just that when I write music, it comes out sad. So I was just like, how about I combine both? And even though the context of my song might be sad lyrically, I feel like it's a fun song. That's what I was trying to go for. And more than anything, it's goofy. And that's a big part of my personality also, which is why the artwork, music video, I wanted it to be something that is not taken so seriously. Like it's not supposed to mean something.
Hmm.
It does mean something, but like even if you don't find the meaning in it, it's just fun to look at, or it's fun to
Yeah.
watch, or fun to listen to. So yeah.
Yeah. It's easygoing, but it's still meaningful.
Yeah, it's meaningful to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying, um, and even with the artwork, like there are things that are very personal. Even in the music video, there's no one will ever notice these things, but there are tiny, tiny Easter eggs here and there. And like those are
Like
just
what? Like what?
well, in the start, there's like um man, I don't even know if I should say this, but I guess fuck it, it's the art. So in the start, there's this part where Adiraj gets up, and in the back, you'll see this book, and that book's called For the Record. And that book was given to me by my ex's mother on my birthday. And it was a book that I really liked. I never read it when she and I were together, but once we broke up and I was missing her, I just read it and I was like, oh, this is such an amazing book. I don't know why I didn't read it.
Uh-huh.
And so that's one of the things that I'm willing to tell anyone.
Okay.
Right there. It's next to the Kanye West graduation poster. If you
Okay.
look, yeah.
Nice. Okay. How long were you and your ex together for?
About 2 years. Yeah.
Solid amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personality changing amount of time.
Yes, absolutely. How did you and Adiraj meet, by the way?
So Adiraj is the brother of a very close friend of mine. Her name is Jahan. So Adiraj's older sister, she runs this amazing theater company called Micro Theater, with whom I've worked with them a bunch. And I met Adiraj because he was acting in one of the plays in Micro Theater, and I was also doing background music for those plays.
Oh, wow.
We did a few runs of those plays for starting. I joined the company like last October, and I think we've done about three different editions of different plays since then till now. So yeah, I feel like from the get go, when I met him, I knew he's like a fun guy, and I knew if there's someone to bring fun to this video, just even conceptually and on screen, I knew that was going to be this guy. Because when I met him and saw him act, I just saw that he gets my kind of humor, and
Nice. Yeah.
he really bring it, and he did. So yeah,
What exactly does microfilms do?
Micro Theater.
Micro theater.
It's a collection of six like 10 to 12 minute plays. And yeah, that's kind of what it is. So each show will have like six plays. It's an hour and a half long. And yeah, they've done like a lot of editions now. They're on like their fifth edition of new plays now.
Is this like plays available online or is it like an in-person
Watch it
theater?
live. You watch it live. So we actually played at NCPA earlier this year for the first time, which was huge, considering that they started this from the ground up. And it was my first time playing at NCPA, which has been a dream of mine since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice bunch of people, and also for me, being someone who also works in background score, like I wanted to connect with more people in the film side of the industry and just meet people that aren't musicians, because I feel like when you're surrounded by too many people who do the same thing as you, like I feel like there's a cap to where you grow as a person. With music, you might grow infinitely if you hang out with people that you know. But when I met actors, I initially like I always had this thing, and I might get grilled for saying this, but like when I met actors the first time, I was like, man, I find actors a little like annoying sometimes, you know? Like I feel like they might be too full of themselves, but I was completely wrong about that, because when I met these people, I feel like they know how to have more fun than musicians do, because they're more out there. They're more
They're like forced to be out there, man.
out there. Like we just hide behind our mic, and you don't have to see a musician's face to like their music, but an actor really has to be there. And they really, like, all of them are hardworking people. A lot of them not even from Bombay, and they moved here, and like I just appreciate their motivation. And yeah, they're really
Nice,
cool.
nice.
I'm blessed to have worked with a lot of the people that I met there. And I met Ariraj there. um I'm pretty sure the next few people on my music videos are going to be from that group. So yeah, it's a very nice place to be.
Nice. Consider me too. I'm an actor as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. That's a Jahan.
But this talking about background scores for films. Go ahead, you can have a drink, even I'm gonna have some more.
I'm pouring myself some water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about background scores for films, the opportunity that you recently got. Congratulations on the gig that you got for Heeramandi.
Thank you, man.
How did you come across this opportunity? Was it like through networking with this micro theater group?
Oh no, it was actually so way back in 2022, I was working for this composer duo called Naren and Benedict. And with them, I worked on the show called Trial by Fire that came out in 2023. And back when I was working on Trial by Fire in 2022, we had kind of started working on Heeramandi with them. But then I left the job for a while because I was like, oh, I really want to just work on my music for some time. And I wasn't seeing uh I don't know, for me, I wasn't seeing the returns that I was seeing in putting in so much time working for someone else, even though they were amazing people to work for and everything. I just felt like I needed to work for myself for a while because I just wanted to see direct results for myself.
Mhm.
And I did that for a year, and then I got a call from Naren like in October of last year, being like, "Oh, we need an extra set of hands because the deadline's been pushed earlier." And he asked if I could join the team, so I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like I want my
Fuck
name
yeah. Yeah.
Leela Bansali show, and that was it. And I joined. It was 6 rigorous months. It was supposed to be 3 months, but it was 6 rigorous months, and
Jesus.
yeah, honestly, like it wasn't that tough on me because I kind of got a deal in where I was doing it part time because I was just like I as much as I love background score, I really need to focus on my own songs. So I did it part time, but it just took like twice as much as time as it was supposed to, which was a little tough. And that's honestly working on other stuff. It just got me burnt out by April, which is why I left for Kashmir for a trip after it was all done.
So what's your responsibility when for this job? What was your responsibility? Like mixing or
No, it
uh
was more production and
production? Okay.
arranging. Yeah, on this one.
Production and arranging, okay. On a specific part of the film or like look I mean the show, it's a show, right?
This is
So on a particular episode or like
I worked on the whole show.
okay.
So the thing is how it is, like suppose I would take a scene, I'd work on it, someone else would work on it after that, and it was super collaborative, and then it would go back to SLB for some feedback or come back with a lot of feedback. So then someone else would take. So like over the course of 6 months, we all worked on like the same parts multiple times,
Oh
and
wow.
it kept being circled around. Just that's how it worked.
And like this production process of yours for Heeramandi, what was it like? Like you're finding particular sounds in your sample packs, or like have they given you like a pack to work with, or what
It was
was
a bit of both. So they
okay?
because I rejoined like a year later, and they had like kind of come up with themes already. Like Naren and Benedict come up with the themes, and then we kind of just arrange them differently, or we come up with a different version of that theme. So yeah, initially they did have some sounds that were in the palette, so we couldn't
Mm,
stray too far away from that palette. Like because it's Heeramandi, it's a period show. It's set like in pre-independence India, sorry, Lahore. And so, of course, that has a particular sound. So I can't like rip out an electric guitar and shred some solos on top of that, some stuff. It had to be very orchestral. We even use a lot of Middle Eastern instruments like an oud and stuff to kind of get that vibe. So yeah, we did have a palette that we were introduced to, and they gave us the sample instruments to like use these libraries for this sound. But I mean, we were always encouraged to try to push the envelope a little. It's just that when people have heard this palette for so long, it's hard to kind of push away from that, and then it doesn't suit the film at all.
mhm.
So we were creative in that when we got a theme and we had to make a new version of it, suppose it was like a soft theme and it had to be a more aggressive version, then we could like fuck around and like
Mm,
use instruments to get the same result. But yeah, they gave us a palette that we should work around, definitely.
mm. Were you able to be like experimental in the way like you said you could try different instruments? What kind of instruments do you feel most comfortable like producing with?
To be honest, I don't see it as like, oh, I'm comfortable with these instruments producing, because to me like a sound is a sound. So if I like the sound of something, I'm gonna try to add it to my song. And
Yeah.
uh, I mean, the one thing is like in college, I learned how to work with different sets of instruments, right? So I learned how to work with every instrument in an orchestra. I learned jazz big band. So it kind of gave me an idea about what instrument groups sound good where. So like,
Mm.
where would I use woodwinds instead of brass? Where would I use brass instead of strings? Where would I use pizzicato strings instead of legato? Like, it's just making decisions like that based off feel and having the vision to be like, oh, what will that sound like before I even play it?
Hmm.
Yeah, my creative process is more like, oh, I hope I know all these sounds, and if I like that sound, I'll try to use it. But definitely don't feel like, oh, I'm more comfortable working with some than the other.
Okay. But there must be like a particular instrument, like, um, let's just say between the two, a piano and a guitar, which one are you most like in flow with, like in a flow state with? You know, when you're
Oh,
coming up with stuff. Yeah.
I guess because like I am a guitarist by nature, like
Okay.
my primary instrument is guitar, so I would feel more in the zone if I play guitar because
All right.
have to think too much when I play. So when I'm playing guitar, it's not my brain isn't like, oh, play this and then my hand plays that. It's just happening. It's
It's
just
just
like,
happening.
yeah, like I can hear what I want to play in my head and then I
Exact.
can play
Just
it.
play it.
Yeah. There's no like, oh, that's a C sharp and this is a, there's no like thought process. Whereas on a piano, it's like, oh, my fingers, my dexterity isn't as great on keys.
Yeah.
But with guitar, it's more like, oh, if I can hear it, I can probably play it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
And that's
definitely playing guitar. Yeah.
yeah, and that's different for different people. Some people are more comfortable on the piano, like they can't get around with the guitar at all, or like seem to be in that flow state of composing on the fly, like a freestyle kind
Yeah.
of thing. So
Honestly, I played piano. Like guitar is a fucking stupid instrument in some ways, but it just sounds dope and it looks like, it just looks fucking sick to
it
play.
looks fucking sick. Yeah, it looks fucking sick.
No piano players ever gonna make like kind of those expressions and shit because they can't. Like they have to sit down or stand up. But
You
like
know what?
you can like play it with your teeth, you can swing it around. I don't do those things, but like it just looks cool.
You know what that reminds me about? I recently saw a post of yours on Instagram, I think, or like somewhere on your story. You posted something like I started playing the guitar because someone said it was cool, and I never looked back. What
Yeah.
what was that quote exactly?
Oh, I said I did like an ask me anything because I was at the airport and my flight got delayed. And one of
Yeah.
my asked me, I think she said, when did you first realize you wanted music to be your career? And I just said, oh, when I was 12, my sister told me that girls like guys who play guitar. So like obviously I never looked back since. I was just like, guitar's the way, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I tried playing, but like for some reason I could never really hold down an instrument. I've been a writer, natural, like writing has come very naturally to me, whether it was writing for other people, writing for a show, writing for my own music. Writing's been natural, but instruments have been a task, and I think feel like that's like super detrimental to my growth as an artist. I don't know how to produce or play an instrument. I'm just writing, and
I feel like,
composing.
yeah, I feel like you don't, especially in today's world where making music is so accessible to people who've never played an instrument. I feel like you don't have to get wrapped up in the whole like, oh, I don't play an instrument. I feel like, yeah, of course it helps infinitely to like, it's so helpful to know how to play, or just to have a sense of music theory and just your ears being trained. I would say ears being trained even more than music theory, that if you have the taste and if you have the ears for it, you can find someone to play the things, or you can find samples or a producer to help chop those samples to make it what you want it to be. You know what I mean? Because like there's so many, like take rap. Like I feel like Kendrick Lamar, like one of my I don't listen to too much rap, but I love the fuck out of Kendrick Lamar, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't play an instrument, but like his taste in samples and the choice of instruments that he picks in samples is so elite that it just sounds amazing.
Hmm. Interesting. You say you don't listen to rap much. We are on the Brown Rappers Network, so
I know. No, it's not that
no,
I don't.
but
I the rappers I listen to a lot,
okay.
but I usually find rap through my friends and then I'll dive into them. Like I love Kendrick. I love Kendrick and Kanye, like my two favorites of all time. I know like most of their songs.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, when I've had like obsessive periods of listening to both of them. But other than that, I feel like it's usually like my friend Dishan who'll show me like something, and sometimes he'd go too far. And I was like, yo, I can't listen to this. But then I'll always find something that I do like. Like I'll either find a sample that I like or a beat that I like. And
Right.
then I'll go and like look into who this artist is. But like I am pretty hard to convince sometimes. But I do love the art form. It's just that I don't find it easy to listen to all rappers, you know.
I felt exactly what you were trying to say when you're like, your friend takes it too far sometimes, and you're like, oh, I can't listen to that. That happens with me, with some of my friends as well, who listen to like, let's give an example of like Cardi, right? Like Playboy Cardi, or like people who are on that kind of like,
I
uh,
actually like him.
you do? Okay. No, a lot of people do. He's very, very popular. And he does have a couple of really good tracks. A couple, like maybe one or two. But some people are like crazy fans of him.
Yeah.
My friend, the same. And I don't get it, man. I'm like, bro, I can't hear this shit. Like, I can't like,
No, to
nah.
me, I was so like I think I was very late to the party with Kabir. I think the first song
Right.
that was Spin, which was on Travis' album. So when I heard that, again, Dishan showed me this, and I was just like, how is this a fucking thing? Like, how is this? And then I was so fascinated by was so fascinated by this guy that he raps like this, and he's so fucking famous. I was like, that's pretty cool, man. Like, you know,
Yeah.
me like if even if I maybe don't care about the voice like rappers have different voices, but like the voice that they have or like the what they're talking about, I feel like if they have enough character, I'm convinced. So like
Yeah. He has character, like overflowing character.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like and I watched this one reel. I think someone put up a reel of him like doing ad libs. Have you seen that one?
Yeah. Yeah. I have. I have.
Funny, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck is
What the
this?
fuck? Like, how?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
first heard of him on, like, I think I first heard him sing on Kanye's album, Donda, when he was in Off the Grid.
Donda was one of the albums I just like I tried, man, but it was just too many songs and be like I just not a lot of them stuck. I like the one with The Weeknd, Hurricane. I,
Yeah.
I like Junior also.
Junior, yeah. Junior, Hurricane, Remote Control.
Control.
Uh, there was on Off the Grid. I loved Off the Grid, bro.
I feel like I know Off the Grid. I'm just like
5 year, 5 year foreign, and Cardi was in there as well, saying, "We off the grid, this for my
oh,
kid,
yeah,
kid,
this one my
kid,
kids. Yeah,
kid."
yeah, that's a sick one.
Like,
I think I didn't know Playboy Cardi at the time, so I didn't register that he's on that. But yeah, Donda was not my favorite, obviously, but then I'm more of like an old Kanye. I like the old,
I'm an old Kanye as well, old Kanye guy as well, but Donda completely different to the experience that you have had. Maybe because I even watched it on Apple streaming when it came live at the Mercedes studio and stuff. I watched the whole show, and for a whole year,
Hmm.
I was on Donda on repeat.
Yeah,
Like I was on Donda on repeat. I was hearing Off the Grid, Hurricane, Remote Control, like
the song with Andre 3000 is fucking sick. I'm forgetting the name, but it's
I
a
think
beautiful.
I think that is Off the Grid.
No, 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 that's
No,
not off.
no.
That's a more like serious song. I'm forgetting the name, but I love that song.
Wait, let me just see.
Let me tell you.
Uh, Donda. I've been trying to get Kanye's attention for a while, man. I hope this podcast gets his attention. We're diving diving a little bit deep into his album. Remote Control, Moon.
Oh, Moon again. Moon's a
Moon
beautiful.
was beautiful as well, yeah. So, bro, there's quite a few songs from Donda that was
It's true. Now that you say it like that, there are
quite revolutionary. Like, I feel like
life.
it was a revolutionary album. Even Jail, one of the Jail songs, Jail Part 2, Junior,
What it sounds like, but I think the song I was talking about was "Life of the Party" with
Life of the Party. वो
yeah, fourth,
डोंडा में है क्या?
yeah, it's in Donna. It's the fourth song, 130,000.
There's Donda Chant, Jail, God Breathe. See, Jail, God Breathe, Off the Grid, Hurricane, Praise God, Jonah. Jonah was also so good. Okay, okay. It's like
Wait, what are
7
you?
songs.
Where are you looking at this? Because Jonah is like 24 on Spotify. Like,
I'm on Spotify.
oh, I think I was looking at the deluxe version. So the deluxe
Uh,
version has Life of the Party on it. I think you're looking at the normal one.
Normal version, yeah. I can name. Okay, so in this album, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 songs that I think are really good. So I really love the album. But I think you should go back and listen to it. Once it becomes an old Kanye song, I'm sure you'll go back. Old Kanye album, I'm sure you'll go back.
I mean, when the album first came out, I was very excited to listen to it. I remember I was driving back from Pune, which is a 4 hour drive. So I was like, obviously, I can fit the whole album on
Mhm.
this. And I just found myself in some songs being like, okay, fine. But to be honest, I like Donda way more than Vultures. Vultures was not my vibe. I hated that album. There's just one song, and honestly, I only like that song because it was funny. And then you know which one that is, bro.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful big titty but naked women don't just fall out the sky, you know.
It's
Yeah.
funny. But as a song, I was like, yo, fuck this song.
This fuck that song also, yeah.
Yeah, I only liked it because I was like, that's the most Kanye shit I've seen in a while. Like, it was pretty fun.
Legit.
Yeah.
No, but the way he creates culture is quite amazing. Although I'll agree again, bro, this album was ass. Like I am the biggest Kanye fan that I know. I'm the biggest Kanye fan that I know. And I haven't heard the whole album through and through. Like
Really? I heard the
I
whole album.
I didn't hear the whole album through and through. I was so disappointed the moment I started hearing the album. I was like, what is this? I went to the next song. No, man, this is not it. Like, next song, no, man, it's not it. And I was like, I'm not going to listen to this. And I still haven't listened to any of the songs properly, like, added it to my playlist or like listened to it properly. Not Vultures yet.
I actually gave it a second, like I gave it a second listen because the first time I heard it, it was just at night and I was it's like, what the fuck is this? And and then again I was driving out of town the next day and I was like, okay, now alone I can listen to the whole album. And
Uh,
this is not it, man. Like it's not hitting. In fact, the first song, I'm forgetting the name of the first song, but it was more of that like gospel vibe. And I was like, okay,
Carnival.
I think it's called Carnival. I don't know.
I don't even know if Carnival's that beautiful big titty butt naked women thing.
Oh, that one is bro, I forgot. I think that's Back to Me.
Okay.
I don't know though.
Yeah.
The first song, I think that was yeah, it says stars here, but I don't know. I thought it was okay. I was like, okay, this not doesn't sound bad. But then everything after that was just like bad.
Stars. Yeah, yeah. So Carnival. Okay, so that beautiful big titty song and Carnival was kind of stuck in my head for a while just because like it was all over the internet, I guess. Like the honorable, the carnival. Oh, that he's this the way he sampled that. What a genius move though. He sampled like a fucking football stadium chant.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bro, see that's where I gotta like take my production to. Like right now I'm like very basic, but like you gotta kind of sample something that is sort of out there. I don't think anyone has sampled a football crowd before, even though it's so sampleable. Like it's such a sampleable thing.
I
Like
wouldn't be surprised if someone has, but like, I mean, yeah, for someone like Kanye to do that is pretty cool. Like,
yeah.
yeah, Kanye does
Okay.
have samples.
Enough about Kanye, bro. Let's talk about you. We gotta
So
move to your
again,
yeah. Let's talk about you again. We gotta move on to your other songs. Because they have been doing quite well. According to Spotify, like you've got gained like what 25K. Let me just double check that. Right. So you've gotten 25K streams on plus on.
yeah.
Like, did you assume this success streaming wise and like
Well,
uh how did you reach so many streams? Did your songs somehow get picked up in the algorithm and get added to some playlists and something like that?
So to be honest, like I don't even feel like that's success, because to me, like I wanted like my songs to hit 100K, but honestly, I don't think those songs were worth them. But the way we got these songs out were mainly through video content, like through like I was supposed to make a music video for that also, but that was really bad, and so I just made two reels that did one of them did pretty well, but also I have a someone that I hire who helps me with marketing this stuff, like using Facebook ads and everything. So what we try to do is reach people who actually do listen to this kind of music. And initially, when he told me about that, I was like, I don't know, like, it just doesn't make sense, because I've never seen an ad and clicked on it and actually listened.
Yeah,
I was like, that I would never do that. Why would anyone else?
same. Yeah.
But then, um, what I saw even on my Spotify for artists and stuff like that is that this isn't the ads, but like my algorithmic plays got a little higher on with on and on, and I guess that was like Spotify pushing it to people on radio and like
Mm.
weekly and stuff like that. And also the ads help to reach people that I've like never met. I don't know these people, and to me, if you say that to me earlier, I'd be like, oh, they're probably bots. How do you know these numbers mean anything? But then I got a lot of messages and like comments by people who are like, real people, and they were just like, oh, I'm literally rooting for you and stuff like that. So
Yeah, real people for sure.
like, it's like numbers don't mean anything if
Yeah,
those people aren't gonna come back, or buy your merch, or like
yeah,
come to your show. Otherwise, numbers are just numbers for like a label to look at, to just be like, oh, let's sign this motherfucker. But like,
right.
I don't care about all that. For me, it's like I want my song to reach people that will stay back, that'll follow my journey. Now I'm only 3 songs in, but like a year from now, I'll be like God knows how many songs in. So I want those people to stay back. And luckily, my friend Zishan, who helped with this stuff, he does this pretty well. Like he knows how to find your audience in India, especially. And yeah, I feel like it was a bit of everything. It was a bit, some of it was the video content, some of it was the Facebook ads that we ran. Some of it was it just getting picked up by the like in my Spotify for artists. I'd say like, oh, it's in this playlist that got me like so many plays. Like
Mm-hmm.
these are like real people making these playlists. So it was a bit of everything that kind of made it reach this. I mean, took the sound where it is at 25K. And I mean, yeah, man, you just gotta keep doing that. And what I
Is
realized is the more songs, like when Better Off came out, the plays for like my ad campaigns for my first 2 songs ended a long time ago.
right.
It saw a sudden spike in plays when my new song came out. In fact, on I remember on like a week in, I was getting more plays on my older songs than on my new song, and I was like, "How the fuck is that happening?" So I don't know. It's I'm still figuring it out because I'm only 3 songs in. But these are just some of the tools that we use to get it out there.
Yeah, you've got 5,000 monthly listeners, man. 5,500 monthly listeners. That's no
Yeah.
joke.
I think that
Like,
also I've noticed when a song comes out, there's a jump and then it'll come down a month later. And then those are the people that really stay back.
I'll tell you this, and you should feel good about this, but that's not true for everybody. Like, that jump is not significant. Like, I noticed your Spotify was on like 2,000 monthly listeners when I was researching you for our show. And then suddenly you got a spike of that's an increase of pretty much 100%, right? Like you were on 2,000 monthly listeners, you got 100% spike on your latest song. That gives some credit to the production, to the song itself, because I released a song like very recently and I got like 20, 30 streams, right? Like even though I have 200 and something monthly listeners, so that's not even though I have such little listeners, I wasn't able to make that jump of 100% spike on a new release that you were able to do with Better Off. So that's super impressive, man. And
I think it's also the music video because we didn't see that big a jump before the music video came out. And when the music video came out, we made more video assets for the ads. So that I feel like really helps, because if you have good video content, people might just look into you. It's not like I don't really have a lot of followers on Instagram or anything, but
Mhm.
ever since my song has come out, I've gotten at least 100 more followers. Like just like that, because I put up 2 reels that did over 10K just organically, and
Wow.
I just got a lot of people following me from that reel. It also helped that Adiraj is a very good looking guy and like he was on those videos. So I was like, get a super hot looking guy and like you will get more followers. But yeah, I feel like I just from what I've seen from people who I really look up to, not just in music, but like someone like I don't know if you know who Dana White is. He's
Yeah, of
the
course.
Yeah, so I fucking love Dana White, and he is one of the first few people who really understood the power of social media. And I'm typically the type of guy who hates all that shit. I'm not about promoting myself on social media, and it comes very unnaturally to me to
Hmm.
do all these things. But I feel like in the age we live in now, that's the kind of way to do that. And I'm still not even good at it. I feel like I could be so much better at it if I cared about it. But with Better Off, I just wanted to make sure that I am at least pushing myself a little more than I have in the past when it comes to my social media and like trying to put out content that I've actually made an effort into. Otherwise, I just put up like covers which were easy to edit and they didn't look that great. And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, the music's great. It should take care of everything, which sadly isn't true anymore. You have to make it more 3D than that. You have to have good
Absolutely.
stuff. And yeah.
Absolutely, man. And just to touch on that point, do you really think it's the care? Because I'm not sure it's about like caring for the social media, because if it helps your music, I feel like an artist would automatically care. Like you would also care like about the social media aspect of your stuff, because like that's only gonna help you. I feel
Yeah.
like it's on some level, it's the courage, right? And I'll explain why I say that word courage. It's because I feel like you, um, that my social media presence could be so much better.
Mhm.
But there are certain things that I would like to say, or certain content that I would like to create, that I think too much about. I'm like, nah, but like, I don't want to like say this, and I don't want to release this particular statement that I have thought about. It's just because like it may be controversial in a way, but then again, it's like you need to have the courage to like say certain things and like create certain content in a certain way that I guess that shows your courage. That doesn't show that, oh, you're playing it safe. Like you're taking a little risk, and that takes a lot of courage to make like risky content, or even speak what you would want to speak naturally, right? Like statements that you would like to make. It's like, am I okay to make it? There's like other things in the balance as well. Like there's a reputation. There's like a um responsibility to society that I have to maintain, and because of that, I'm not able to exactly say what I want to say.
I get that. For me, it's not even about like saying risky things. Like sometimes I feel like I have a perception of how people see me,
Hmm.
and I might not even be that person like inside, but I just feel like, oh, people see me as this guy. And if I'm not that guy, they probably won't care about me. And I've just come to realize, like, just like our music, when we look into it too close, I don't think people are doing that. Like, if you put out
Mm,
something that's fun to watch and it looks good, I think
yeah.
people will be down. But when you said courage, I really like related to that because again, I said like social media doesn't come naturally to me to just like promote, especially promoting my shit and being like, hey, listen to my fucking song. Like
Yeah, I
hate
hate
everybody,
it. Yeah.
but you have to do it, and I just feel like a part of me is just scared that hey, even if I do that, even if I send my song out to these people personally and they don't respond or they listen to it and they hate it, then they'll think I'm a loser, like, and
Yeah.
that's going against my perception of
Ma-
what for me because I don't think people think I'm a loser, you know.
what
And then if they don't respond, like with every song, I had to like I wish I could just enjoy release day.
yeah.
From the second I wake up on release day, I am sending my fucking song to 100, 200 people. Just like, hey, and I will like type out each message. Like, I type
Mm,
out each message, like, hey, with their name, like, hey, please listen to my song and please share it. Like, even saying please share it is like, it just hurts to say that. And sometimes you'll have people who share it instantly. Sometimes you'll have people who listen to it, won't share it. And then I've just been left on read by so many people. And that's not the
mm.
best in the world. But then obviously, it's not gonna fucking stop me from sending them another song.
I know that process Absolutely, man. I mean, I did that for my first music video. Like my first music video, I sent it to like fucking 200 people personally, and like for some of them, like you said, I had to like edit the message because I would think about like how would this particular person respond to the way that I've written to it. And it's different for different people, right? Like you said, like, oh, I have to write like please share it, or they won't share it, even though this person would definitely share it if I said share it. So
Yeah.
I have to put share it in that in the comment that okay, share it, like it, share it, this, that. Other people I just have to be just check it out. If I say like share it, this and that, they'll be like, they'll just leave me on red. If I say check it out, they'll be like, yeah, for sure. They'll like the message. They'll maybe watch the video. But if you say share it, they'll be like, yeah, I'll see about it later.
Yeah, it's funny. Like
So
when I first song came out, I was sending it to people, and I was just like, hey, I was like, hey, please check out my song. It'd mean the world if you just listen to my song.
mhm.
One of my friends, who he's not even a close friend of mine, he's a friend of a friend who I've met a few times, and he was just like, hey man, why the fuck aren't you asking people to share it? Like what? Like why didn't you just say it? Like it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt to say. You might get left on red, but then more people will share your song. Like, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it just doesn't feel like me though. Like it doesn't feel like me to be like, hey, share my song, bro. Come
Yeah.
on. You
Yeah.
know, but
Like,
then
but it's expected, bro. They should fucking share the song, bro. Like, if I mean,
it's
you
not
know,
expected. I mean, I've been sent songs sometimes and they were like, hey, please check the song out. And I listened to it and I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to share this because it's not, I wouldn't listen to that. So I completely understand when people don't share your song, even though it really hurts, because you
but
made it.
it's those people who share other songs
Yeah, yeah.
that don't share your song. You're like, bro, you fucking shared a song on your story, like just because it's the weekend who sang the song, like you can share my shit too. Like, but as an artist, you have a personality and you have your own songs to promote. You can't be sharing other people's songs on your story and like, it kind of it's apart from the persona, the vibes that you're trying to give. Just because you like a certain song, that doesn't mean that your audience is looking to like vibe
Yeah.
with that song, right? So as an artist, I guess in your personal display, you don't have to show it. But if you're not an artist, if you're just a person like who I don't want
Yeah.
to say regular person, but you get what I'm saying. Like if you're just a normal person, yeah, a regular person, pretty much. If you're a regular person and you have somewhat like 1,000 followers who are your personal contacts, share it to your story, bro. Like those 1,000 people seeing my song would
Yeah.
definitely help out. Yeah,
I mean, I get both sides, man. I of course, as being the artist, I'm like, man, share the song. Come on, please.
yeah,
Like, but I also understand when like people don't want to share it. So I don't. I've stopped taking it personally because even if especially if it's someone I know and I know they like me and they care about me, and if they
yeah.
don't share it, I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Of course, it would be nice if you share
It's
this.
okay, but why, bro? Why? What is the reasoning? That's what it boils down to. Like, what is the fucking reason? Like, is there something you're not trying to tell? Like, ठीक है भाई, इसमें like in a music video, भाई कोई दारू पी रहा है कि कोई कुछ कर रहा है, मुझे ये दिखाना नहीं है to my
Yeah,
audience. I have family in this that. But if the video itself is like family friendly, everything's okay about it, there should be no reason for someone or a friend not to share the
yeah.
song.
I feel like you should support your friends and anything. Like, I
Yeah.
make a point, like even non-musicians, like. I have a lot of friends who have their own ventures and their own stuff going on. And if they ask me to share it, I'm gonna share it. Like there's no way I won't share it.
Yeah.
If you don't ask me to share it, then I'm like, hey, you didn't ask me to share.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
I get both sides, man.
Okay, back to on plus on, or as you mentioned, it's on and on,
On and on.
right?
Yeah. This is what
So, okay, you just wrote it like that. What is the reasoning behind the name of the song?
Honestly, the on and on came out like when I was not in a good place at all. And I was just I'd really like this beat. It all started with the beat. It usually starts with a nice beat for me. And I was just in my studio and I was jamming out. And when I was listening to that thing on loop, right? You listen to an 8-bar loop
Where did you
constantly.
get the beat from? Like type beats or what?
Oh no, I got the beat from it's a Kalen Ellis beat.
Okay.
He's a guy who has stuff on Splice, which is where I use a lot of like one shots and stuff from Splice because I just like a lot of them. And I just edited the beat to make it fit my song. And then I started playing the chords, and you know how it usually goes. And when I was playing it, I was like trying to come up with a melody. And sometimes when I'm not able to come up with a melody singing it, I'll just like play keys, or I'll play the
Mm.
guitar to come up with a melody. And I was on a synth at this time, and I came up with the. I was just like playing on a monophonic synth, and for me, like maybe you might feel the same. Like when I'm writing a melody, especially if I'm singing it, I'm already like I already have like sounds or phonetics that I'm singing with that melody. It might not be full words or might be gibberish, but I know like the vowels that I'm ending phrases on, or like the vowels that are in the middle. And but this was just like on and on. I just kept going on and on. It just kept going on and on. And it was more about like me telling my ex that, like I can't see you keep moving on. Like you just keep moving on and on and on and on, and I'm just stuck there.
Ah,
Yeah, that's where it came from, basically.
okay. It seems, is this the same X that you wrote Better Off for?
Next question, man. Let's move on.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any visuals for On and On?
Right. So we did actually, my very, very close friend, Gia, who is an amazing performance artist, who actually shot the cover of my first song. So I had planned for her again to play me in like this very cool movement type thing, where I had got on this director whose edits I really loved. I loved this guy's edits, and I'm not going to name who that is, but when he came on board and we shot everything, I thought it was fine because I just trusted him to like shoot the things that I wanted. But when he sent me the music video, I was like, man, this is just trash. Like I did not see an effort coming from him. So I never spoke to him after that. I was just like, I'm just gonna edit reels myself. So I made 2 reels out of that. And yeah, unfortunately we couldn't put out a music video for that, but we put out 2 reels.
Hmm.
And then after that, that's why with Better Off, I was like, man, honestly, I'll just do it myself. Like I'll just rather be the control freak that I am
Hmm.
and make every decision myself, of course, with the help of my friends. But yeah, it just
Yeah,
felt like I could do it. It was stressful also, but not as stressful as the On and On one. That was like a shit show.
right.
So
That's unfortunate. But at least you got something for your other, like your second song, or like another song out of the 3 songs you have out. Something to Lose, right? Something to Lose also has, well, I think it's your most streamed song on Spotify. Something to Lose is your most streamed song.
it was the first single that I put out.
First single that you put out.
Yeah.
And was this about an ex
Yes.
again? Okay, yes. Just yes. This is about yes. All right.
This
So
is-
all about yes. Cool. But you have a really great visualizer for this. I also took a look at it personally.
yeah.
JZB Productions, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, JZB Productions. Who is JZB Productions, and how did you come across their
So J
work?
Productions is run by a very good friend of mine. Her name's Jasmine Singh.
Okay.
And I met her in school actually. Like I've known her for a very, very long time. And we weren't like super close friends or anything in school. We were like friends, but like I never hung out with her and stuff. And I remember when I was making On and On, sorry, when I was making Something to Lose, I knew that I wanted an animated video. I something about the song and the way it sounds, it was very like cute and cartoony to me. So I reached out to Jasmine because she was doing some very cool work. She worked on the show called Jubilee and stuff, and she has a very cool body of work. And I asked her if she'd be down to direct my video. So when she came over, we were just like jamming out and thinking, what could we do? But then I was just like, I really, really want an animated video for this. And I knew that would cost a lot, but I just needed an animated one. Man, I'm so sorry. My dog just wants to go out again. She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes, second.
It's chill. It's chill. Yeah. So you were telling me JZB Productions, Jasmine.
Yeah. So Jasmine is someone I met in school, and like I said, she had a very great body of work, and I trusted her judgment to, enough to like be like, hey, can you direct my music video? and then she found two really talented animators, and from their first like look of what they showed me and they drew me and stuff, I was like, wow, this is pretty sick. And they really helped out with even making the video very, very personal. Like, again, there are many Easter eggs in this video that not many people understand. And a few of them they came up with. They just asked me a lot of questions about me and about my ex relationship and stuff. And
Hmm.
with that, they were able to come up with some very cool concepts that are in the video. So yeah, it was a lot of fun working on that.
Would you, by any chance, and if you're not able to answer this question, I will edit it out of the interview. But is there any chance you could give us a rough idea of how much is an animated video costs? I'm sure you got your own deal because you know this person from your childhood or from school. But you said you kind of knew it was going to be expensive. How did you know about this?
I mean, just by knowing that good animation is expensive in general, I knew that, like, initially I had a budget of like a lakh that I was like, okay, even this is a lot for me to put in for my first music video that I'm never going to recoup this money back. It's never going to be back. Um, and I think when Jasmine reached out to these people, because these guys are pretty good at what they do, they even worked on Chamkila on Netflix now.
Wow.
Uh, I think they were quoting somewhere around 1.8. I don't remember specifically, but I knew that was like way too much for me, especially as like a music video that I'll never make the money back. I was not down for that.
First
But
one, yeah.
Jasmine was able to kind of like speak to them and kind of bring it down. And yeah, luckily that worked out much better.
Crazy. Like it's so well made. It's so well made. I
They
would
really,
I would recommend everyone to go and give it a watch because
yeah.
it's a vibe. It's made so
Anshi and
well.
Sumit are the animators' names. I can share you the
Yeah,
information. Okay.
yeah. We'll share their handles here. You can share me the information. I'll put it right here.
And then, yeah.
Uh when we're talking about this particular thing. But that's amazing, man. And what was your responsibility for this? Obviously, you probably had less
This was
responsibilities than Better Off, but what did you still have to keep an eye on in regards to the creative process?
To be honest, it was more just like the concepts and the things that they were gonna do. Like what am I actually looking at on screen? Like one thing that I don't know if you've noticed in the video, there's a part where the guy gets like punched by a what do you call it? A box. What's the thing called? Like a Pandora's box or
Uh-huh,
something.
uh-huh. Yeah.
And when he lands, there was a part where he finds a fire extinguisher and he uses that as like a I don't know what, like a jetpack or some sort. And
Uh-huh.
I initially it was a fire extinguisher, but I made them turn it into a joint. Like, so you see he's like riding on a joint like a broomstick or something. Uh,
Wait, bro. I want to see that now. Now that you're saying that, let me just
it's in
check
the
that out.
middle of the video somewhere, yeah. And another thing is I just wanted to see my dog in the video. Like I told them it really mean a lot, because my dog was there with me throughout. Just one sec.
Exactly. Your dog.
Yeah, she's right here. Let me show
Yeah. Bring her on the show. Oh, hi, buddy.
you. Yeah,
Him? She. What's her name?
her name is Lilo, like from Lilo and Stitch.
Wow, shit. Crazy.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Hi,
Um,
Lilo. Welcome
it,
to the show, Lilo.
it's usually me and her in my studio, so I had to make sure that she's there in the video.
Yeah. Yeah, I did note this down, like while watching your video. So, the Brown Rappers Network, if you've seen a couple of our posts, we don't do too many posts. Like we post very rarely. It's
Mhm.
like when we get something that, well, pretty much I'm on the lookout for a lot of things, but I have a few other people. Like I have four other people who are on the board members group of Brown Rappers Network, and they kind of like send music for me to review, and I'll get the music and I'll review it. So even when I saw your music video or like this visualizer, I started writing a review for it. I'm like, this is natural to me. Like I'm a writer, I'll start reviewing it. And I noticed that um the concept was quite clear in terms of like you had someone special who kind of went away, and you imagine them to be a somewhat of a monster, right? For leaving you. Or like, oh no, this person leaves you for a monster. This
Yeah.
person leaves you for a monster. Someone,
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know. So that I didn't come up with that, man. Actually, so the animator, when they had worked on it enough, they sat me down. They're like, this gonna happen, and they said that to me, and I was like, yo, I don't know if I can do that. And they were just like, man, it's your art. You can do what you want. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do
yeah. No,
it.
because it was super cool, super relatable. I think they understood what the audience feels in this type of relationship. Not that saying, not that I'm generalizing your relationship with your ex, but
No, but
in terms of heartbreak, right? In terms of the feeling, the essence of what happens after a heartbreak is कि okay, ठीक है, she has moved on to somebody else. वो हो जाता है, ठीक है, but that other person, no matter how good or how bad that person may be, that person that she moves on to seems like a monster. It's like, bro, I'm better than that person in so many ways. So that's what I mean, for me,
that's
like that.
pure emotion. That
Yeah.
everyone's been in love with someone that went for someone else at some point.
Yeah.
And no matter how cool you might think the other person is, that other person's still a fucking dick. Like, I hate that guy. And I've
Yeah.
never even spoken to him. He must be fucking Gandhi on the weekends, or like saving underprivileged kids from, I don't know what he's doing, but like,
Yeah.
might be the nicest guy, but like in my head, he's still the guy
He's,
who stole my girl, right? Like,
yep. Yep.
so yeah, I didn't come up with that actually. In case anyone's watching, I didn't do that, but I did approve it because I just felt like it's my art, like, and that's a decision I've made on every song. I've kept something so personal that like people who don't know me and didn't know like details about my relationship would never be able to tell what that meant. But I just put it in there because I was like, I don't care. Like, because I was always worried that my ex would see the video and she'd be upset or something like that. But then I think from that moment I had that meeting with the animator and Jasmine, where they were like, dude, it's your art. And I was like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I care. Like this is my life, this is my art, and this is my story. So why should I not say my story the way I like to say it and the way that it's super personal to me, no matter whose feelings it hurts. And
Yeah.
as long as I'm not disparaging my ex or anything, and I'm not talking shit, and which I didn't do, I would never do that.
Yeah.
I feel like I have the right to tell my art in the way that I want to express it. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
And it was super, super relatable. It's not like, and it's your story. It's how you ended up seeing things. And yeah, it
yeah.
wasn't disrespectful at all. It's like a
Yeah,
very
I would
natural,
never. Yeah,
yeah,
it
it's
might be
very
difficult
natural.
to her next partner, who I portrayed as a monster, but I'm not really concerned with his feelings. you know, I didn't want anything to come up where I am straight up shitting on my ex, which I didn't want to do that. That's not the kind of guy I am.
Yeah.
So to me, this felt safe. It felt like I'm expressing my art and I'm putting my story across, and I'm not really shitting on her in any way.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously in this, then the dog comes in later
Yeah,
as your savior.
yeah,
Uh, so, well, I'm guessing like an emotional support, right? But it does really come across as your savior. Like this dog
yeah.
kind of came in and saved your life. Did you have Lilo before you went through this breakup?
She was 8 years old now, so
Oh, she's 8 years old. Okay.
she's an old lady now. But I mean, for me, so my parents like travel a lot because of work and all, so it's usually me at home at my dog. And there were a lot of times where I would just, I'd smoke a lot of weed and I'd just like be in my studio and it'd just be me and Lilo. And she, of course, can't make music, so she'd just be quietly sleeping. She'd keep looking at me when she wanted attention.
Hmm.
So it was a very cute feeling. And if you see the end of my video where it pans out to me in my studio, that's exactly how my studio looks. So
Wow.
yeah, so that was it. It felt very nice and personal, and it felt like, wow, this is meant for me. This video, like, and it also is relatable enough for other people to watch and just be like, I can see what's happening here.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well done. Like I can't praise this visualizer or music video, animated music video, if you will, enough. because this was something eye-opening to me as well. Like I really want to work with Jay-Z Productions for something in the future.
Couldn't recommend them enough. Jasmine, Kanchi, Sumit, they're really, really nice people to work with. And yeah, I would definitely recommend them.
Cool. So, oh yeah, uh, I'll definitely edit this in a better way so it seems like we're telling a better story of uh something to lose. But another thing I noticed was your clear, what do you call? Um, yeah, the feeling of you being trapped in this digital age, which you don't understand fully. Was that a concept that you kind of discussed in the making of this animated music video?
I can follow. Can you
So like
define?
there's a part in the music video where it feels like you kind of are fed up of technology.
Yeah,
Like
part of the phone where I land on the phone and stuff.
yeah.
It wasn't me being fed up with technology. It's that I remember when my ex broke up with me.
Not technology, the digital age that we are in.
Actually, I'm a big fan of like tech and I really like digital stuff. It's
Okay.
just social media that I hate. Like, I just
Okay.
don't like. But then again, I'm a student of the game and I'm gonna try getting better at that. But I know that didn't have much to do in the video for sure.
Okay. Okay. So now that we've talked about pretty much all three of your songs, right? We've talked about Better Off, On, and Something to Lose. I'd like to talk about your education in music,
Yeah.
right? Um, when we met initially, that was actually a stage in my life where I was in the process of applying to Berklee School of Music, but the Valencia campus.
Got
Just
it.
because I've already done my undergrad in the States.
Yeah.
So I felt like, yeah, Boston is the main campus, but I kind of want to discover another country along with pursuing my music. And Berkeley seemed like the best school in terms of everything that I could see that was going to be provided in the course. What was your experience like with Berkeley? Did you attend Boston?
Yeah. I
You did.
attended 4 years in Boston, yeah.
Okay.
That was amazing, man. Honestly, I went to Berkeley not that good a musician. I honestly I don't know how I got in at the time. And I actually when I got in, my primary instrument was vocals because I actually didn't play guitar that much. And I didn't produce, I didn't play guitar, I didn't know shit about composition and writing for orchestra. But from the second I got there, I was surrounded by people so much better than me. Like, because for me, like my life before Berkeley was, hey, I'm the only guy in my school or in my grade who can play guitar. I'm the only guy who can probably sing, and that's a very safe bubble to live in because and then you don't push yourself because you're already the shit. Like I'm happy fucking playing Wonderwall and shit on with my cape on.
Yeah, Wonderwall. First ever chords I learned on the guitar.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's dangerous when you're surrounded by no one else who's doing that to push you. And so when I went to Berkeley, I was just surrounded by so many people that I was like, wow, I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know you could be so good at something. Like the first time I found out what perfect pitch is, I didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way that's fucking possible. There's no way a person can just hear something and be like, that's a C sharp or that's an E flat or something. And when I met someone, I was like, wow, like it's a whole world that I was never exposed to in India or in my school at JNS. And from then on, I was just like, man, I really, really need to pull up my socks or I'm fucked. Like I'm fucked if I don't really like commit myself to this process that my parents are paying so much money for.
Yeah.
So,
What
uh,
course did you do there?
so I majored in contemporary writing and production, which is basically a lot of composition, arranging, and learning how to produce. And I also minored in writing for TV and new media. So again, a lot of like background scoring for ads and stuff like that. And then in my second year, I switched my instrument to guitar because I met this really, really amazing guitarist at Berkeley. His name is Brian Park. guitarist from Korea, and he was in America at the time. And that guy just inspired me because I was like, wow, I fucking love how this guy plays. I love every his playing was so tasteful and so elite that I was just like, I need to like this guy needs to be around me all the time. So he and I would spend a lot of time together, and we'd smoke weed and just talk shit, listen to like a lot of jazz records, and he would teach me just the many things that I'd never practiced or learned on guitar before. And then I had the courage to apply for to switch to guitar. I mean, if you don't get the application, they don't kick you out of the college. You'd still be in vocals. But I applied for guitar and I switched to guitar, and then it was a different that was a different chapter in my life. I feel like because then I started understanding music very differently, and I could hear music differently, and the way I was composing and my musical vocabulary just changed. So yeah, that was kind of a turning point for me when I switched to guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And how are the teachers like at Berklee?
Oh man, I mean, amazing. Of course, there's some teachers that you're just like, man, this guy's just here to do his job. But like,
Right.
I was blessed enough to have some friends who turned into my teachers, and I was blessed to have teachers who turned into my friends. So it was just a very wholesome 4 years, honestly. Like I still have like two teachers that I'm somewhat in touch with. The two of my favorite production teachers from there who really loved my music, and not even this music, the music I was making then, which was very different. Um, so yeah, man, it was nice. Like they were all. It was just cool to see that people who pursue music can have a life. It's like because when you're a kid and you tell people you want to be a musician, even nowadays, like if I'm like 28 years old and I meet like an auntie or something at a party and they're like, "Oh, how's music going?" They
Huh.
derogatory way as if I'm like fucking playing covers, busking on the street or something. And I'm like, how's music? I was like, you don't know shit about what I do, honestly.
Yeah.
So you ask. Because the music is just playing songs.
Yeah, yeah.
The way they've seen me play songs and I was a kid and I was just playing on my guitar and you know,
हाँ.
them that's what doing music is. Like, a lot of them. I wouldn't, I
मतलब
want
मजे मजे में करते हैं लोग ऐसे काम के लिए तो मतलब अलग ही बात है
yeah, to them it's like, oh my God, like, like
हाँ
how is music? You are doing music, right? Like, and I
yeah
just hate the tone of that. And it's just when I went to Berkeley, I was just so glad to see that you can be anything in music. You can be a composer, you can be an engineer. Fuck, you can be like a copyist. Like you can just print scores, and that's a whole job by itself.
bro
Yeah,
bro music is everything सब
yeah,
कुछ music है like uh even if you talk about a scientific level right like I'll just speak about this briefly but on a scientific level everything is vibrating the theory of string theory right in physics there's something called string theory that pretty much a lot of universities are trying to decode but they're not able to. And then one thing that makes sense in string theory is music. They're able to emit a certain vibration at a certain frequency, at a certain uh, noise level that is able to change the universe faster than they're able to change it with any other way. Like music vibration is the fastest way they're able to manipulate time and space according to string theory. So that is something very interesting. And another thing that I found very interesting is the way that you said some of your teachers turn into friends and some of your friends turn into
yeah,
teachers.
yeah.
I really love that. But what made you want to pursue music?
I mean, when I was 12, my sister told me,
No, no, no.
it's
That can't be it, bro. That can't be it.
not,
Because
bro.
then you would just be like a guitarist on tour.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah.
like
But
it's a
you're a full-blown musician. So
I
why?
put up that story and my mom saw it and she's like, this isn't true. And I was like, yeah, I'm fucking joking, man. What do you think this is true? No, so, man, my life in music has been like when I was a kid, I remember I was in the first grade, and my dad has been someone who's always loved music. Like he might not like the same kind of music that I do, uh, but like he's just loved music and he loves singing. And he, we have a fucking karaoke set in our place that he uses. And when
That
I
you
was
probably closed your ears to, and you're like, Dad, shut the
probably,
fuck
I tried to
up.
be supportive, but I'm like, come on, man, play some new shit. Like, um, no, so for me, it's like, yeah, when I was in the first grade, my dad bought me a keyboard and I would go to like keyboard class and he would
Hmm.
teach like not what I wish he taught me cooler shit, but I'd play like the Cars tune and like Kal Ho.
Kal ho na ho. Ah,
You
of course,
know,
of course,
always play the Kal Ho Na Ho shit as kids
of
on
course,
our
of course.
and then my keyboard teacher, I think, told my mom that, this guy can sing and you should probably put him in the class. So I did 1, 2 classes. But then it was my Western music teacher in school. His name was Menino Mendes, who he kind of like changed my life in ways that I don't even know. I didn't even know he did till I really thought about it. And so I think around like the third to or fifth grade is when he came to my school and he was just like, okay, everyone's gonna sing, and he put me in the choir. And ever since then, I was always into singing for the school choir and stuff like that. And then I picked up guitar when I was in the eighth grade, I think. But I never took it seriously till I reached Berkeley. But I
Hmm.
just knew that I loved music, since I was a kid. Ever since my dad got an iPod, and before that, I used to have like a Walkman. You put the CD in, and I always liked having music around. But making it into a full-time job or something was more like when I think in the 10th grade, when me and my best friends, we formed a band. And when I say band, it was 3 guitarists and 1 drummer, no bass guitarist. That's the band.
Yeah, yeah.
It's trash. But like one of the best memories I have in my life is just us in my best friend Akash's basement making music and just fucking feeling great. Like, we felt so good doing that. And then we tried playing shows and stuff. And then when I was like 16, I played at this place called Blue Frog. I don't know if you know what Blue Frog is. It used to be the place to go to in Bombay.
Okay.
So and I remember my parents asking me, like, okay, like, you're old enough to think about what you want to do in life. Because I was also academically pretty good. I was good at math. I was good at like economics, business, and also I I was like, okay. And it's because when I told them, I was like, I want to do music, but I was aware that music's not a stable career to have because that's just what's shoved down your throat, living in India. Luckily, my parents were never like that. They were super, super supportive from day one. But in my head, I wasn't too sure. Like, and that's why when high school ended and all my friends were applying to college, I didn't apply to Berkeley because I was like, there's no fucking way I'm going to get into Berkeley. So I went to this college in Bombay called Jai Hind, and I
Hmm.
studied business there for 1 year.
Hmm.
And in that 1 year, I was like, man, I am no fucking suit. I am not gonna. I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
So I just applied to Berkeley and got in, and I never looked back. I was like, fuck doing business.
Amazing. Amazing.
So that's when it became like a thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But something had come to my mind when you were talking about this, and I just can't remember. Hmm. 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 I get the feeling of trying something different though, because yeah, straight out of college I went for, even though like after I was done with university, like I still took like a route of doing a degree to get an actual job and
Mhm.
whatever. But right after I came out of college, I was like, okay, I've done my degree, so I might just pursue music for a while. Again, I have the privilege to take my time to like
Yeah.
pursue music per se, but uh again, what to pursue in music and how to go about it was something that I was not sure uh how I was gonna be able to make a career out of this. And I went into fintech. Right out of college, I went into a fintech company for a few months, and I've had the same feeling like, oh my God, like they're telling you in the company to dumb down the creativity. I'm making ads for the company and I'm making like graphics for the company, And they're like, no, this is a bit too much. Like, people in finance are not trying to think about the story you're trying to tell behind the advertisement. They're trying to kind of they want to be told. They want
Yeah.
to be told what to do. But my job is the marketing. I'm a marketing executive. Like, I'm in charge of creating the ads, doing the graphic designing, telling the story and everything. But they're like, nah, bro, just say like, yo, you're saving this much money by doing this transaction. So I'm like, fuck, like that's gonna dumb down I created crossword. I created a crossword to find out the key benefits of the particular non-banking finance company. Like, it's a fintech company, right? So like, it's like a non-bank that is transferring money internationally using blockchain technology.
Right.
So I created this really cool ad where it was like a crossword where people could find these particular key terms and how it is more beneficial to use our thing. And then my manager was like, bro,
He's like, chill out.
chill out, this is too complicated. Like, just make a fucking like graphic that says you will save this much if you do this. And I'm like, all right, like I can do that, but
Yeah,
you
yeah, man.
know,
Yeah. For me, it was like when I had to learn accounts in college.
haha.
My God. And I failed accounts. Because I was like, who the fuck cares? Like, I'll just hire someone to do this shit. Why would I ever want to know? Like, of course, like looking back, it's a good skill set to have. But it's sort of like, I was like, fuck this. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Whether I get into Berklee or not, I'm not doing this for sure.
But that's so good that you made that switch, bro. It takes fucking guts to make that switch. Like, people would would reach like their third year and then they'll be like, bro, ab mujhe nahi karna. Like, the the way that you're cerebral enough to recognize the opportunity when it's there, like earlier, then kind of sedating that genuine feeling. This is a genuine feeling that you had, like, no, I gotta go and do music. It's something that I'm really not about. Again, it's mixed in with the privilege, but
Yeah, yeah, of course,
bro,
man.
you can't consider the privilege just because, like, bro, you can't take that into account. It's like
No, I think
wo hai. You
I,
can.
you can because like I feel
You
like I
can.
so many people that don't have that kind of privilege and
Yeah.
like had they been like, yo, fuck going to Jahan or go to Berkeley, they might as well
Ha
they
ha.
shut the fuck up and sit down and do the degree.
Definitely. No, you can take that into account. You can take that into account for sure.
Because
But
I'm
again,
blessed.
taking advantage of that, bro. See, I have interacted with so many creative professionals and other professionals, even in Delhi. Let's say I spend a lot of time in Delhi as well, uh, working with my sound engineers. And I met a lot of creatives there and a lot of other professionals there as well. And they're like, bro, jo tu kar raha hai na, like the fact that you're taking advantage of the privilege, like you're utilizing the privilege, okay? You're utilizing the privilege to its full extent rather than that privilege being there, that privilege existing, and you letting it go to waste. Like, nah, bro, like, I'm gonna follow the same traditional path that everybody follows because I need to make money and मुझे safe रहना है. नहीं, bro, मतलब that's not your life. That's not a life that you've been given. The life that you've been given is कि bro, तू risk ले सकता है. तो
Yeah.
risk, take the risk and follow your dreams, follow your passion, and तू कर रहा है, bro. Like, this is something that I really appreciate in people as well, and or other people appreciate as well a lot in me.
Yeah.
That's what they've appreciated. They're like, bro, नहीं, but तू कर रहा है, तू music कर रहा है, तू अपना कुछ कर रहा है. Like,
Yeah.
that's valuable because there's so many people who are not only as privileged but so much more
Yeah.
privileged,
Oh, yeah.
right? That uh end up living their whole life in a way that they just never wanted to. They're like, no, this is never what I wanted from life. That's why I stopped doing everything. The people who stop doing everything or do something that they've never wanted to do their whole life, but you're doing what you want to do and you're succeeding in what you want to do. And that's super impressive, man. I'm really
That's
happy for you, man.
I
And
really
by the
appreciate.
way, you're an alumni with Charlie Puth as well. Did you know that?
I did know that, yeah. No,
I
no, actually, like when I first knew Charlie Puth, I never really cared, and then like I had a phase where I was like super into Charlie Puth, and my ex was like, "Why the fuck do you like listening to Charlie Puth?" But I was like,
Production, bro, production.
"Yeah, I just like the sounds that he uses in some." But then like, there was like a very short-lived phase because his next album came out, and I didn't like that album at all.
Nah, I don't listen to Charlie Puth songs. It's just those videos that come out of him, the
The
process of him producing the
sound
tracks. Those are
engineer,
fire, bro. Those are
I
fucking fire.
enjoyed those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't look up to him as like a inspiration in any way, but I just like his personality also. Like I like his online personality and how he
Yeah.
has fun, you know?
Maybe not as a singer. As a
Yeah.
singer, he's also quite talented
He's a
actually.
pretty
It's
good
it's not
singer,
it's not
but
about it's not about the singer. It's like about as an artist. Like you appreciate certain artists for their music. Like it's not like I'm a fan of his music, but I am a fan of his knowledge. Like he's
yeah,
quite
I
fucking
just like his vibe and
knowledgeable.
I like
Yeah.
that he has fun making music, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Tell us a little bit about your songwriting process. Like how do you go about writing a song?
Um, it's really different every time, man. Like sometimes I'll be driving and I'll think of a lyric or a hook or like a play on words that I'm like, yo, that'd be cool, you know, that'd be cool to make a song about. And I'll quickly note it down. I'll quickly make a voice note.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm in the studio and I come across a really nice sample that I like, and I know what I can do to that sample to make it even cooler.
Hmm.
Yeah, it really depends, man. There's no process, but I know that for me, I'll come up with a melody, but like soon enough after that, I have to know what that song is about.
Where it's going, yeah. Hmm. But like, okay, what do you think? You definitely have not just written 3 songs, right?
I've written
You've
way too.
written like hundreds because that's how it goes, right? Like, maybe I've probably written like 500 songs. Like, you've probably written hundreds and hundreds of songs, but you've
Not
released 3.
hundreds, but like at least like 20, 30 in the last few years, yeah.
That's probably full complete songs, but like, I'm talking about ideas, like
Oh
ideation.
yeah,
So,
those
bhai,
are way too many. Like
yeah, wait,
on my phone, it's insane. Like
right.
that doesn't
So,
end.
the fact that you've produced these 3 songs. Okay, let's go with these 3 songs. What has been the general theme of producing these 3 songs? Has there been a beat that you've kind of freestyled on, or has there been uh no music, just like you're in a moment and you feel something, so you write something down and you start writing the lyrics and then you've created the song? Uh
Yeah, the
what is the process like?
freestyle thing. I mean, freestyle sounds like it's more like I'm actually saying words, but it's just like improvising melodies. And for me, like I also love the sound of auto tune. So sometimes I'll just like auto tune the fuck out of my voice, and then I'll come up with just some easy melodies, just sing.
Interesting.
And obviously, like when I record them, I'll dial it down, but like I still love the sound anyway.
Hmm.
And once I feel like I've settled on a hook, usually like I'll try to find the hook first, like because the hook tells me what the song's going to be about,
Yeah.
and what I might even call the song usually is in the hook.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's usually that, like especially vocal wise, like I'll come up with like melodies and then I'll settle on a few. And then each of those melodies, I am like using some phonetics or some vowels, and then I'll try to figure out what words fit those vowels and the feeling that I'm going for.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how it happens. Like with Better Off, actually, the beat came first. The beat and the guitar part and the chorus came first. And then I remember when I was writing it, I had the first part, the da 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 da. I had that,
Ah.
and then I was like, what the fuck should I do after this? Because I was making something complicated after that. And I was like, ah, man. And then I just made super simple and it became ta da 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 da. And then that became the hook, you know? And that
Can you sing the hook for us on live? I know you said your throat is bad
yeah,
right now,
I'm
but
really bad at
this is
that.
like a signature thing that we do with all the artists. So like, let's see how good they sound live, because
I'm not that good live, honestly, man. But I
if you
can
don't want to, like, I'll cut the section where I've even asked about it out. But this is like, if you want to show your live capabilities, I think as Brown Rappers Network, we've done a few shows, a few live shows with rappers like Shia. I don't know if you know about who Shia is.
No,
Shia is like this female rapper, female Indian rapper. She produces a lot of her tracks with this producer called Zero Chill.
got it.
And yeah, so um we did a live event with her performing live in some place in Mumbai. So what we do with Brown Rappers Network as well is that we provide live performance opportunities in kind of like guerrilla venues. Like, okay, there'll be like a party here, and they'll be like, okay, with our connections that we have, because we have these artists on what do you call? Pretty much on call through Brown Rappers Network's Instagram channel. Whether it's
Got
like Kayan or Yash Raj, who signed to Def Jam, or Trick Singh, The Siege. Like, there's a lot of rappers out there who are well known and who get good cult like crowds to their concerts. And because of Brown Rappers Network, like our Instagram page, and we're connected with them on a personal level, like whoever we've interviewed as well, we'll end up following and connecting, messaging on Instagram, like, okay, there's a show, there's a gig here, and they want a live performance to come through. So we've given live performances to like people like that.
Yeah.
So
No, I've done
that's
live.
why.
I don't usually do it unprepared, but I'll sing it for you anyway.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Losing sleep, health on decline, pretending I'm better off. I'm better off snoozing on the rest of my life. Still thinking I'm better off. I'm better off. That's the hook.
That's good. So you can sing.
I can sing. I just process the fuck out of my voice so it sounds good on a track,
So it
you know?
sounds perfect. Yeah, but you can perform well live as well.
Of course, yeah, man. I've been doing that all my life, but like I just,
Right.
I try.
Matlab, school mein and all that, you used to perform live, like not
Yeah,
like,
no, obviously it was all live. In fact, like recording and everything has only been in my life since college. So, I didn't record anything before that. But yeah.
Okay, now that we are on the BRN, we are on the Brown Rappers Network show. I would like to know who your top three rappers are. We know that there's Kanye and Kendrick, who you've mentioned before. So who's number three?
It's tough, man. I think that number three spot changes from time to time.
Hmm.
And it might not necessarily be just because of the rap, it might also just be the tracks and the, production and stuff.
Hmm.
Of course, Kendrick is number one for me. Kanye would be very, very close second. And let me see, man. Let me think.
So Drake's not in this list for sure.
Oh, to me, Drake is more pop than he is rap. I know he's a rapper.
Right?
Do like a few of his songs,
Yeah.
but I don't
No,
know. I guess,
he's not even in my top five. So like
yeah,
I totally get not
yeah.
treating Drake as like one of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest. Like there are people out there who do treat him like that, but I
Those
totally
guys
get.
might be somewhere there, but like to me, like I find his music pretty basic, and some songs I really do like I can listen to them a lot, but like I don't like think of him as one of the best rappers or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even I don't. So I actually fully understand that. Yeah.
I mean, I love Travis Scott. I love J. Cole. Uh,
Okay.
when I was younger, and my one of my best friends when I was a kid introduced me to MF Doom. I used to love MF Doom when I was a kid. Uh, who else, man?
No.
Uh,
So we gotta go one, two, three, man. Make it super
okay,
simple.
okay.
One is Kanye or Kendrick. One's Kendrick
Mm,
or Kanye.
I would say now Kendrick just because of relevance.
Is that his latest album?
No, just because of how relevant he
Oh,
is
how
now.
relevant he is? That's it?
No, but I think he's a better rapper. Like the content, the context of things he raps about is super fucking cool. His
Okay.
shit is something I haven't heard in many rappers. Kanye, I think because of just how iconic he's been in my childhood, is second.
Okay,
Uh,
fine. Second.
and
Number
then
three.
Fuck, this is tough, man. Can I just go over my Spotify real quick? I want to see.
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
Let me see. Let me see. Oh man, Mac Miller. I love Mac Miller. I can't believe I didn't say Mac Miller. What the fuck?
Yo, crazy. Okay,
It's me number 3. Yeah, hands down.
lovely. I was gonna have some beef if you didn't say J. Cole or something, but then Mac Miller is like,
I like Mac Miller a lot because I mean, Circles, man, was I think one
oh
of
my
the
God.
in my life, and it's not just it's bigger than rap to me. It's like there's songs.
It's so much bigger, so much, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, the fact that you say Mac Miller is like you can go back to my previous interviews. My first I've done 7 artist interviews. You're probably number 8.
Yeah.
My first interview, which was done like 4 years ago, I have said Mac Miller in my
Yeah.
top 5, like Mac Miller in my top 5. And this is very rare for people to have, like, but only a musician or like someone who really loves music will get the fascination with
love
Mac Miller. Like,
I think I've overheard Circles like the whole and everything before that also like, but Circles was like a turning point for me just because of the context of the album. Like he died and everything. So
yeah.
number 1 Kendrick, number 2 Kanye, number 3 Mac Miller. Those
Oh,
are
I
my
love that, man. I love that. I love that. Mac Miller means so much to me. I can't even explain. Like, he's the reason I started writing my own music.
man.
He's the reason I started writing, but also like writing about whatever I actually wanted to like, and rapping about whatever I actually wanted to rap about, because that was what Mac Miller was like. He was very flowy. He was very talking about how immature and how much of a kid he was, and like all the mistakes that he makes and enjoys making, and the life that he's living. It was very true to his story. His
I
music
love
is very true to his story, very true to his life.
so is Kendrick and Kanye's. They're so authentic, I feel like.
Definitely, but Kendrick का थोड़ा
Because
रिलेटेबिलिटी कम रहता है, क्योंकि लाइक हम भाई हुड में नहीं है, और
yeah,
हम हुड में कभी
but I meant like not relatability, but just true to their story.
true to
Like
their story for sure. True to their story for sure. Even Kanye, like very authentic.
exactly.
Okay. Just for exposure and hopefully help with SEO or whatever. We're gonna talk about Bollywood, and also because you have done a gig with Heeramandi, we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about Bollywood actresses. This is like I want to do a sort of rapid fire, but I was like, bro, I'm gonna avoid that for this particular segment, if that's okay. But I just have a question to ask about Bollywood, which is, who would you rank as your top actress to have? Suppose you were to have a music video, okay,
Yeah.
to represent your woman in the music. If you do, you have a song that you're going to release anytime soon after Better Off? Have you already like started working on something?
Me and my very close friend Varun Agnihotri, we're gonna release a song. I hope next month. But that song is
Is it about a woman or is it not about a woman?
all my songs are about women, but
Okay,
I have a single song that's not about a woman. But
right.
like, I don't know about best actors. I actually don't watch a lot of Bollywood anymore, but
नहीं, मैं
I
options दूंगा. I'll give you the option.
okay,
I'll
cool,
give you the
cool.
option if you pick from them. You
Okay,
don't have
done.
to think.
Yeah.
ठीक है? So this next song is also about a woman. So who would you cast for this next music video? You have option of Kareena Kapoor. So that would be like a what do you call, sugar mama type of vibe. So like that's maybe not your vibe, but like you have Kareena Kapoor, Kiara Advani, Shraddha Kapoor, Alia Bhatt, and Tara Sutaria.
Oh, Tara Sutaria.
Tara Sutaria, without thinking, for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't I just she's very pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
She's very pretty. Okay, lovely. So Tara Sutaria is the choice for sure. We said top 3 rappers. We went with your favorite Bollywood actress. Well, I guess in terms of whatever you wanted to think about.
I just
Yeah, Tara Sutaria is like Kabir's favorite Bollywood actress right now. Let's just say
I
that.
guess. Okay.
Okay, let's just say that. And who are your top 3 artists? Because you say you don't listen to too much hip hop. Yeah, you do, but let's just say top 3 artists that you are listening to right now. I'm
Okay.
not gonna say all time because that would kind of like
That'd be tough.
Very difficult, right? That would be tough.
Oh.
Let's just say right now. Right now, who are you listening to?
I mean, I'm listening to Kendrick again because just of the beef, and he's in my
Right.
all over my shit. I also, man, to be honest, I listen to so much old music that. Oh, but honestly, I've been making another run at Still Woozy. I don't know if you know Still Woozy. There's a song called Goodie Bag. I mean, I've listened to him for many years now, but I very recently he's been putting out more songs, so I've been going over his discography again. So in no particular order, Kendrick's there, Still Woozy. And let me just see. Oh, and I've also been listening to Blonde again, so Frank Ocean again.
Okay. So Frank Ocean.
Yeah. Just like for me, it's like I don't always just listen to new stuff. I always go back.
हाँ but bro इसमें मुझे मजा नहीं आया. Tell me your all time.
All
tell me your all time top three artists.
I
of
thought
all
you
time.
meant right now. That's why I thought, okay.
No, but top three artists, like you don't have to think about a particular artist. It can be a band as well, right? Like for some people, like if you ask me to talk about top all time, like I'll think about Green Day or like Linkin Park or like something like a band that has been inspirational to me. So it doesn't have to be a particular artist. It can be a band too.
Okay. That's tough, man. That's very tough.
Take your
Give me,
time.
give me a
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
It's a very tough one, bro. You asked me. I can never pick stuff like this. I know Kendrick's in there. I just think artistry wise, he's one of my top
Artistry wise, right?
artistry wise up there.
But
So
तेरे को पता है कि वो produce भी करता है अपने आप. Does he do that by himself as well? Or like
I know he's like very influential in the sample selection of what he does. Man, to be honest, again, Kanye, I've listened to all my life. Like, you
so
know,
Kendrick and Kanye and top three artists of all time as well. Not just top three rappers, top three artists of all
they are
time, Kendrick
my
and
top
Kanye.
three artists for sure. They are in my top three. I guess it's weird that I said I don't listen to rap, but like I said, the rappers I do listen to, I listen to a lot.
Right.
So I would have to say both of them because I've listened to them all my life. I'm trying to find you one more that I could squeeze in. Um, let's see, man.
I don't want you to not include Mac Miller in this because he's an amazing musician as well.
Like I found Mac Miller much later in my life than I did.
Okay.
Like Kendrick, I found like in high school. Kanye, I found in like I used to listen in the 5th and 6th grade.
So
So
so this question would pretty much be if you're trying to ask somebody about their top three artists or musicians or bands of all time, this question would probably be who are the most influential bands, musicians, and artists in your lifetime, right? Because it's about like the time that you spent listening to them as well. Yeah.
and yeah, okay, that's a different question. You're basically asking me my influences.
Yeah,
Like
let's go with that. I think that would be easier because you would be able to tell very instantly, like who are the people who have influenced you. Top three
sounds
people.
I don't listen to this guy anymore, but I was obsessed with John Mayer when I was younger. Like obsessed is like an understatement for how much I would listen to John Mayer. I especially like more than even just the like so it was just the writing. Like his lyrics were fucking amazing. He's one of the reasons I picked up guitar, like 'cause I wanted to play like John Mayer.
That's
Yeah.
influence, man. Yeah.
Everyone in my school knew exactly how obsessed I was with John Mayer. Of course, I'm not that obsessed with him anymore, but I still look up to him a lot.
Right.
Um, I
John
think,
Mayer, one. I'll put John Mayer at what are the top influences. Okay. So another influence.
but again, like not anymore. Like he was just someone who as a kid, just like for lyrics and stuff, I would
Yeah.
love the way he'd play with words. Bruno Major, another guy who I think was the new age of John Mayer. I used to love his songwriting.
Bruno Major, not Bruno Mars.
Not Bruno Mars, Bruno.
Okay.
uh,
Last one.
so man. So this is very tough, bro. I would still have to put Kanye in there somewhere because even though my music sounds nothing like his, I think whenever I try to make something fun, that fuck around fun type shit comes from that. And of course, like
I love it.
yeah,
Love
yeah,
it.
be him.
Makes sense. As a
Yeah.
musician, bro, if your influence, one of the top influences is not Kanye, like as a musician, like, yeah.
Has to be there, man. If you're a producer, I feel like,
As a producer, yeah, like the shit that he has done, like throughout his life, like forget Vultures, even I guess forget Donda for you, but like everything else that he has done,
amazing.
amazing. I remember this, Ye. Ye was
Yeah.
also one of his later productions, like one of his later albums. But
80.
man,
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed that.
Life of Pablo, man. That's one of my
Life
favorites.
of Pablo, yeah, that too, yeah. And Watch the Throne with Jay-Z is like one of my
Yeah, very cool album, man.
all-time greats. Like it's taken me through a lot of times.
Yeah.
Last question for the
That's it.
interview. About to let you go off and do what you got to do, but the last question that is super, super, super important for everybody here, I guess. Who is your dream collab?
Wow, bro, you've been asking some tough one. I mean, these are not tough questions, but I've never thought about these, man. Oh, that's tough.
Like in your life, you're given one like genie opportunity. Like someone has come to you and be like, bro, you name the person and you get the collab tomorrow. Like tomorrow you gotta meet the person and you gotta like discuss how you're gonna go about your project. Who is the person you want to start this next new project with?
Dude, this one has to be Frank Ocean, man.
Oh fuck, sick. Okay.
Has to be.
Yeah. But what exactly for? Like for
Everything.
his
Like
everything.
no, honestly, yeah, fuck. I would like to in the influential take out the Bruno Major, put Frank Ocean in there.
All right.
Because I again was very late to Frank Ocean, but his artistry was, especially with Blonde, like it was on another level, bro. Like
Yeah.
his vocals, production, the writing, and just how non-conventional a lot of it was, especially for the time. Like fucking amazing, man. Like too good.
Fuck yeah, bro. I love it. I loved it, bro. I love this whole conversation we had today
Yeah,
on
man.
the
I mean,
show.
we went an hour over. I didn't feel like it.
Yeah, I was looking at the time as well. I was looking at the time, I was like, shit, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
But this happens a lot, man. In my six other interviews that I've done, uh, it's not always normal to go 2 hours,
Yeah.
but to go to have a very good conversation, like an hour and a half, is also not very common. But it happens on the show, and I'm glad I'm able to do this because to make 2 hours go by like we've just made it go by is not such an easy,
It's not
uh,
easy.
not such an easy task.
You really asked like some interesting questions, and you kept it. You definitely like helped make this easy. Like,
I'm glad, yeah.
thanks for making me feel comfortable and stuff. Thanks for having me on, man. It was really fun.
Yeah, thanks for being comfortable to talk to me. I know it's as an artist, your work is very much related to like something very deep rooted,
Very personal. Yeah, yeah, of
very,
course.
very personal. So it's difficult to talk about it. But I feel like on this show, what I have been able to do is because I am an artist myself, I'm able to, well, I think I'm able to like understand what not to touch on and like how to like keep it
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
on a level that we want
able to get me to talk about like some pretty personal things, and like I was pretty cool with it. It didn't seem like forced. I didn't feel like you're pressing me to talk about it. It was very comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. This has been the case for like multiple like if you check the end of my other interviews as well, there'll be people who have been in movies. Like this chick who I've interviewed has been in the Mortal Kombat movie. Right? She was Queen Natara in the Mortal Kombat movie. She's an Australian actress. So I've interviewed her. Even Kayan, she's a DJ. Have you heard about Kayan?
I know. I know
Yeah,
of.
so she's a DJ. So like at the end of the interview, they'll be like, I can't believe like an hour and a half has gone by. But like this was a super chill, like super cool, comfortable conversation. And I think it really depends on the host to get this type of conversation out of an artist.
Yeah, for sure,
Right?
man. Like if this is you kept it going, like you had it planned. I could tell like you really like did some research and you knew a lot of stuff about my songs. It was very cool. I appreciate the the effort that you put into making this easy. Like it was not tough at all. So it was
I'm
fun.
I'm I'm glad. I'm glad you had a good time, man. I
Definitely.
will leave
You
you.
in Bombay? Like, are you in Bombay or no?
No, I'm in Bangkok right now, actually. So
Oh,
I was pursuing music full time for 3 years. I made 2 music videos and I released 9 songs. Uh, I have just released my 10th song, Groovy, which I've
I
been,
saw, I
yeah,
saw.
trying to make reels for and stuff. Like, I had a trip with parents to Kashmir, so I was like, I'm gonna use this opportunity because it's not in my budget of creating a music video. I'm gonna use this opportunity to record as much as I can while I'm in Kashmir, like,
I
when
did
am I
this.
gonna?
I have like my background poster going, and I was like, yo, I'm just gonna film shit in Kashmir.
Yeah, yeah, legit, legit. So I did that. And I actually did a course before I went to Kashmir. I did a course called Vipassana. It's like this Buddhist.
Yeah, I know the process.
Yeah, so I did Vipassana, this 10-day course,
You finished
and
this?
I finished it. Yeah, bro, I finished it. So it was,
That's just not easy. Like,
yeah, you know about it. So I can tell you know about it. Yeah, it was quite intense.
but yeah, if you're ever in Bombay, man, hit me up. We'll definitely hang out. Or you can come to my studio, and it'll be fun.
We should. And I also thought that you should. I just thought this because I think you're skilled enough to do so, but you should think about creating a project, right? Like this guy from Pakistan created a music project, Umair.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been all over social media. He created a project, like he got like a bunch of well-known artists to like be on his album.
Got it.
Somewhat of what like DJ Khaled does, right? तो अगर तू ये कर पाएगा, if you already have like 2 3 artists that you know of,
Yeah.
add me to the roster and let's make an album, bro. मतलब तू खुद का album बना, like make your own album. You have your own set beats and whatever, and then get all of us to come and spit some
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can
That.
write, bro. Like I can write on the spot, like within minutes, within 5 10 minutes, I'll get you something. So
Yeah. No,
uh,
that's. I just have to think about a long format album because that takes a while to make, man. Right now, I'm just trying to get singles out like this, because I took a 6 month break between on and some better off. But yeah, I will definitely make an album at some point.
but yeah, you've heard my voice. If
Yeah, yeah.
there's a beat that you want a feature on, I'm obviously available.
For sure, for sure. When I have the stuff ready and when I have an album ready, I'll be hitting up people, and you'll definitely be one of the people I hit up.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll be happy to. I haven't done any collaborations that have come to fruition. I've done some collaborations that like with artists who have a persona. Suppose like they're a classical musician, right? They're a classical musician, and we've made a rap song. And they're like, hey, bro, I can't be talking like this because I'm a classical musician. Like I can't be talking like this
yeah,
on a song. So I'm a classical musician. So that collab didn't come to fruition, but I've been eager for a collab. So
yeah, yeah.
let's do it.
At you for sure, man. But yeah,
All
I
right,
also
man.
run now because it's 4:15. I have a thing very soon. But thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you so much.
This was a very fun conversation. I'm glad we did this, and yeah, I'm glad Aryan introduced me to you at Tanya's wedding. So this
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
definitely.
I'll
And
I'll get this out there as soon as I can, man. I hope this can help with the traction you're getting on Better Off already.
yeah,
Um,
thanks, man. Yeah,
super,
whenever.
super worth it, man. Super worth it. Like the reason also I reached out
Yeah,
after all this time that we've known each other for a couple of months, but the
yeah.
reason I reached out was because of the beauty of this product. It's a really well-made product, man. I hope you're happy with it.
I'm very happy with this. Is the best. I think this is my most fun release yet. So I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah,
Awesome, awesome. I'm sure we'll see it grow more. But
definitely.
I'll talk to you soon for sure. If I'm in Bombay, I'll hit you up for sure.
Definitely hit me up, man. Yeah, we'll
All
catch up.
right.
See you, brother. Thank you
See
so
you,
much for.
brother. Of
Bye.
course. Bye.